You are listening to the audiobook Veilshatter, Legends of Elyndar, now available on Amazon, Audible, and wherever books are sold. Featuring our three unforgettable heroes, an epic adventure begins.
The Shadow Lord revealed. Not all wounds yield to time, nor do all burdens soften in the light of dawn. Liora's vision flickered with every pulse from the memory key, its sigils biting mercilessly into her palm. Silence thickened after the Andersmacht's retreat, but the rift was not yet spent. In the wavering hush, the world itself seemed to lean closer, expectant. They lingered in the heart of the Veil realm, tapestry of memory folding them beneath ancient roots and rippling veins of blue-black facestone. The air prickled electric as the currents of old magic tangled with the pain in Liora's bones. Each breath she drew sent shivers, fresh as newly spun grief, through her ribs. Her companions, Veyron and Ariel, blinked uneasily in the half-light. The rift pressed inward, until space felt thin as eyelids before sleep. Then a new voice, richer and colder than the deep tide, rose from the void the shadowed lord had left behind. It was not gone. The Andersmacht's presence surged, a crownless silhouette swelling outward, knitting itself from shards of memory and splinters of every hope abandoned here. It towered above them all, lightless and yet radiant with the ache of longing unfulfilled. A typhoon of song tore at the labyrinth's seams. Liora bent double as the sound smashed through her. The laughter of lost loves, the keening of cities consumed on the night of mawing mirrors, the ragged hymns of the starless one abandoned in 1,000 tongues. Each refrain wrapped around her thoughts, tight and sticky as spider silk. Veyron reeled, sweat blazing down his temples despite the chill. Lightning guttered at his fingertips, fitful and involuntary, as if the sky inside him threatened revolt. "Liora," he rasped, but the storm drowned his plea. The Andersmacht took its final shape, regal, almost beautiful, born from the exquisite symmetry of despair. Its cloak spun from regrets too intricate for words, its outstretched hand bearing a blessing that promised to shatter joy as gently as glass. Eyes, if such illusions could be called eyes, pierced them, seeing not bodies but the lattice of every wound in which they'd ever tried to hide. Its voice thundered inside Liora's head through the marrow of the stone itself. "So much suffering. You are brittle beneath hope's weight. Come, child of Maruna, lay your memory down. Give it to me, and let all hearts be mended." The temptation was both terror and balm. On the wind from the rift she smelled smoke from old Rune, sweet bread laced with cloves and ash, the wild dew of sunrise by the lake edge after morning ceremonies. And beneath it, something older, the iron scent of firstborn steel, blood on law-etched cobbles, burnt salt from Kavathi's steps. She tasted every loss Elyndar had ever sown or suffered, alive in the thick atmosphere, settling on their skins with the heaviness of history. "Don't," Ariel choked. Her voice warred with the wail of the circle. She dug into her pack and flung a pinch of salt and a vial of moon water at their feet. "The old warding's weak here, but not entirely spent. He feeds on empty, on regret, and on all we would trade to be rid of it." The Andersmacht's shadow flexed as if it bent to listen. For a moment, its formlessness resolved. A dozen faces surfaced, the dead of Avestra and Tokrith, the vanished of Uthira, Talon's own smile marred by the wound that had ended him. Each aspect sang promises, voices, velveteen and sorrowed. "Let me carry your pain. I will return to you all you have lost. Your mothers and sons, your betrayed kin, your vanished cities. Only release your memory into my care. One breath, and suffering will be a myth." Liora's knees buckled again, the cost of channeling so much soul-weaving twisted inside her, a pain that left her shivering and half-translucent around the edges. Flesh and spirit blurred, She felt her own voice, hoarse and far away, alien to her own ears. If you can heal all wounds, why does the world still bleed? The shadowed lord circled her, wind coiling, fingers brushing her cheek. An illusion, but it left her breathless, a touch colder than nightfall in the sunglass tundra, because none yet dared the courage to let it end. The rune senate clings to laws dead as their scribes. The sky ring revels in storm and division. Only I offer seamless peace, memory surrendered, pain halved and then erased. You need not be its bearer, nor martyr, nor fate-broken child. Become the first to choose mercy. The word echoed. Mercy. Liora's heart thudded against her ribs, desperate and uneven. The memory key answered with a tremor of light buried under the skin of her palm. She felt Talon in the darkness, leaning close, his echo a thread taut between her agony and his devotion. She could almost hear his laughter, a blade against resignation. In the thunderous hush, Veyron's hand closed over her shoulder. His grasp was rough, anchoring. If he takes it, he muttered, the wound does not heal. It forgets it ever bled. What grows from that, Liora? Around them, the rift's walls seethed, a collage of scenes yanked from every mind touched by the Veil realm. Ariel's childhood garden in Avestra burned and rebuilt, over and again. Veyron's skyvault palace rendered 100 times in storm and ruin and peace, always out of reach. Liora's own dreams lapped at her feet, her mother's voice, Talon unbroken, laughter beside the midnight lake. The shadowed lord's promises grew fainter the more she stared at them, as if the gaze stripped them of certainty. Its face contorted, becoming less godlike, more desperate. Let go. There is no kingdom in carrying what breaks you. Each word pressed inward. Liora's vision swam, her limbs jelly, her breath coming shallow as if through water. She could sense her boundaries thinning, her very soul's seams stretched to near breaking. Soul weaving's price was no longer merely exhaustion or old pain. It was erasure, each moment held too long, risking the dissolution of what made her herself. Her hands shook more violently, sweat streaked the runes burning into her flesh. Talon's echo surfaced again, fierce and heated inside her mind. You always love too sharply. Don't let him blunt what's left. Keep the edges, even if you bleed. Do you want peace at such a cost? The shadowed lord crooned. You, who lost everything and remade herself from ash. Why not step beyond? The rift waits. It can swallow all need. Liora dragged in a ragged breath. I need meaning, not oblivion. Her voice was almost a sob, but stood unsplintered. The Lord shrugged, an avalanche in the guise of gentleness. Meaning is agony. I will shape something softer for you. For all. No more sacrifice, no more regret. My embrace will be a dawn without shadow. Beneath the menace and allure, she glimpsed something raw. The Andersmacht's power was patchwork, stitched from every unhealed sorrow, but its eyes gleamed not only with hunger, but yearning, even grief. Was this what remained of the Starless One's lament, hope turned brittle and cold, unable to bear the truth of loss? Liora remembered her mother's warning. Not all gods forgave, and none who offered freedom from pain were as merciful as promised. She felt the memory key pulse, its magic threatening to split her in two. The cost loomed. More of her childhood would blur, more of Talon's laughter lost to the void if she used its full strength. But if she yielded, the whole world might forget how to grieve, and in forgetting, lose joy as well. The shadowed lord stretched closer, haloed in a typhoon of voices. Let me write you a gentler ending. Let me save them all. Liora set her boots on the shifting ground, ignoring the glazed faces chanting from every wall. No! Every muscle ached. Her body rebelled, every nerve singing with exhaustion and fear, yet she stood. We bleed, and we remember. That is the law older than any rune. I will not give you my longing. I will transform it into song, one you cannot devour. Only then may the world change. There was a silence deeper than the oldest root. The Lord's face fractured, 10,000 sorrows blinking out. Around Liora, the storm of memory lifted, not with the thunder of defeat, but the hush of surrender. From far above, a gold-blue thread sifted down, the first touch of dawn, reaching places shadow had ruled for centuries. The rift's chorus shifted, every echo turned bittersweet instead of endless. She gave the world not release, but transformation, the pain reshaped as promise. The Andersmacht's shape, already faded, shivered with a sound between a sob and a hymn. You have made yourself my opposite. Its cloak of regret dissolved, leaving only the present ache. Yes, her knees buckled at last, but Veyran caught her, Ariel pressed close, exhausted, all but unbroken. The world did not mend, but it did not forget. With the rift's closing tremor, Liora surrendered both her cruelty and her desire for invincibility, choosing instead to remember wholly what was lost, so that what remained could shine not in denial, but in truth. And in the hush that followed, hope stirred, not gentle nor easy, but as vital as breath.